Good evening, folks. Steven here once again. Well, it's that time again. I'm more of some more NASCAR news over the past couple of days. Previewing Michigan. Do a final wrap up on Richmond, for now at least. And I'll get to why shortly, and more. Don't forget, if you'd like to see more stuff like this, hit the subscribe button on my channel to subscribe for more content like this. Get this video a like if you like it, and hit the bell for notification. You know, all that good stuff. So, without further ado, let's get underway, shall we? And our first bit of news for today evolves around the penalties at Richmond. Let's start with the less severe of the two, though. Joey Logano was fined $50,000 for his actions on pit road following Sunday's race. Although no points and no suspension for anyone, and Penske will not appeal the decision. But someone is appealing the Austin Dillon situation, and I'll get to that momentarily. But first, my thoughts on Logano. Look, I don't blame you for being upset. I will be too if someone blew me out for the win. However, there are other ways for you to vent your frustration out without getting your car involved. Talk to the crew chief. Talk to Austin directly after the race. Talk to Childress. Talk to NASCAR. But don't use your car to potentially endanger someone else just because you weren't happy on how he drove you that at the end of the race. Overall, I wish he was at least suspended for putting people in danger, but the fine is alright for what it is. Though personally, he should have been given a triple-digit amount for the fine. Now let's move on to Austin Dillon. He was given a more severe penalty by comparison. 25 points were docked by both driver and owner. A spotter will be forced to sit out for the next 3 weeks. The win will stand, but it will not count towards the playoffs, meaning that Austin Dillon will have to win again, either at Michigan, Daytona, or Darlington, in order to have that win count towards the playoffs. Richard Childress, however, is appealing the decision, and we don't know yet, other than before the regular season ends, when they'll talk about it for the appeals process. And first of all, regarding the penalty itself, I think it's fair. He had a dominant car towards the last half of the race, and he would have kept the win regardless if NASCAR didn't screw up with that caution. But you don't take out two drivers going for the win. It wasn't entirely his fault, but the way he handled it was. So I'm not sure what Childress is trying to go after here with the appeals process, but I wish him and the team best in that regard. Although there will be an intern spotter until Atlanta, so that part, at the very least, won't be questioned for the appeals process. Now let's talk about something else that happened earlier this week. Daniel Suarez and Trackhouse had agreed to a one-year deal, so meaning he's not going anywhere for 2025. We don't know for 2026 and beyond, however, how this will play out. Although they did say, basically, it's going to be a mutual agreement. That if both sides agree to stay for 26 and beyond, they will stay. If not, then Suarez could be on the free market for 2026. I do got to question that as well. But at the same time, I can't really blame them for going just a one-year deal. Because outside of Atlanta, Suarez hasn't been all that good for the most part. In fact, without that Atlanta win, he's probably going to be in a similar situation to his teammate Ross Chastain. A few top 5s and 10s here and there, but no wins to show for it. But whatever happens, hopefully Suarez and the team will bounce back for 2025 to get the deal signed. If not, then it's hard to say who's going to get him at this point. He had a chance with Gibbs and struck out. He had a chance with Stewart-Haas and failed. So, which major team is going to take a chance on him if he does leave in 25? That's the only question I have right now regarding Suarez. Although we do got a bit of a tragic note to pass along right quick, and that's Roy McClure. Not McClure. McCarthy, so sorry, my notes are kind of jumbled up for the moment, folks. McCauley, my mistake. McCauley passed away during the week. He was a two-time reigning crew chief, including the 2008 Daytona 500. His only other win as crew chief, for the record, was the Bristol race at Penske before Kurt Busch. He also won the 08 Daytona 500, like I said, with Ryan Newman. Thoughts and prayers go out to his friends and family at this time. And speaking of crew chiefs, there's a breaking news story regarding that. As Aaron Kramer is going to be the new crew chief for Cole Custard beginning in 2025. He was previously the crew chief for Chris Buescher during his time over at RFK. This pairing could work, but it's hard to say if Haas is going to be a contender now with the successful crew chief along with Custer. But we'll have to wait and see on how that plays out. And now for another major story. Apparently Kurt Busch, the 2004 champ, was caught driving under the influence and speeding in North Carolina. His license has been revoked and will appear in court next month. Kurt did apologize, released a statement apologizing for what happened, and we'll have to wait and see how the legal process will play out from there. Oh boy. Look, Kurt, you may be a past champion and all, but maybe it's time for you to not drive anymore. Or at the very least, know your alcohol limit there, bud. But, good luck to you. Good luck to you, just the same. Now, the Öhlins rear damper system will make its debut at Michigan this weekend. Basically, what it does is that it will help lift the rear of the car off so that the safety team can add enough air for the tires to make it to pit road, so that teams can swap them out. It is optional, however. Doggone mosquitoes. Anyway, it is optional for Michigan. Well, I hope it does work for them, because it might save teams time and effort. Because it might save them money long term, per se, in terms of. Well, scratch that. What I meant to say is that at least it saves Goodyear a little bit of money. Probably when it comes time to get ready, before I skip it. I hope it works for them, because it might save time at the very least, having to physically jack up the car in order to change the tire. All that I was trying to say, but I got caught thinking of something else. Sorry about that, folks. Anyway, Adrian Allmendinger apparently is going to the Cup Series again in 2025 for the third time in his. It's hard to make out how many times he's been in the Cup Series at this point. But it will be for calling once again. No word yet on who his crew chief is going to be, but as soon as I know, you know. Now, with everything taken care of regarding Richmond and beyond for the time being, with one last little bit of tidbit to take care of, the Truck Series race on Saturday, what I thought was okay, but because of Fox's decision of putting the booth at Charlotte rather than at the track, the broadcast does suffer because of that. Hopefully, though I doubt it, Fox will correct this and put the broadcast booth actually at the track rather than at Charlotte. It's a cost-saving measure and I get it, but if you're going to be cheap about it, then what's even the point? I mean, you might as well just hire the American radio team and just simulcast their feed to the coverage. If you're gonna be cheap about it, sheesh. Well, I wonder why Fox did agree to sign up for the Truck Series coverage anyway. Because they used to be one of the best, now arguably they're the worst. And I'm not blaming this entirely on Jamie, even though she's not that good. But I do blame Fox more for the cost-cutting measure rather than Jamie herself. If that makes any sense. But congrats to all the Truck Series drivers that made the playoffs. Ekins, Heim, Jageski, Sanchez, Cruther, Enfinger, Ankrum, Gray, Rhodes, and I. And good luck to all 10 of you. And beginning next weekend, I will break down who I think the first 2 drivers of those 10 will be out. And we keep doing this until we get to the final 4, when I pick my championship 4 for real. So now, with everything with Richmond done for the moment, let's talk Michigan. And to be honest, Michigan's going to be an interesting track, to say the least. Personally, I think Michigan can be a good track for both the Xfinity and Cup. I think you may have a good race on your hands. And I'm going to say that for Cup, you're going to get Larson, Hamlin, and Logano's being the favorites in each of the 3 manufacturers. But don't sleep on Chase Elliott or Joey Logano either. Now, whether or not Kyle Busch could take the momentum of what Austin Dillon did at Richmond and translate that to Michigan is unclear, since he has won at Auto Club, a track similar to Michigan, in the past while driving Ford Children's equipment. So we'll wait and see how that would play out. As for the Xfinity Series, I say the 3 you gotta watch out for is Smith, Allgaier, and Custer. Sorry about that, folks. I just don't like it when people walk in front of me when I'm recording this video. That's all. But anyway, going back to what I was saying, that the 3 favorites to be in the Xfinity Series are Smith, Allgaier, and Custer. But I think Roddy Herbst or Sam Mayer could be a surprise pick as well. But we have to wait and see. Don't forget, both races are on USA. Now, sorry about that, folks. Once again, itch nose. But both races will be on USA. Check your local listings for the time. Next weekend, however, you got trucks on FS1, Xfinity, USA, and Cup NBC due to it being at Daytona and Milwaukee respectively. Now, I'll be back on Tuesday for a recap at Michigan, see if we get a date on the Austin Dillon situation, help preview Daytona, and more. Until then, I'll see all of you next time. Bye!